good to see Lamarr Wilson here, back with another video, and this video is sponsored by HBO Max. Listen, the people who made that movie that you're watching right there wanted me to talk about a service that I already use every single day. So, woo! As you see, I'm a little hyper today, so So listen, what this video is going to do is I'm going to highlight 6 evergreen titles that I've seen. I'm going to recommend to you. But we got one that I do have to mention, and that movie is Immortal Combat, of course. That's coming up this month, or it's out, and I wanted to just highlight it because just being a video game guy, I am definitely looking forward to this movie so much. It looks great. It looks gritty. Oh, look at that. Everything just looks great in this trailer, and I'm very excited for Mortal Kombat. So I just wanted to highlight that as my bonus. But okay, let's go on. All right, listen, one of the first shows that I watched when HBO Max became a thing is I jumped right into Young Justice because I hadn't really got into it before, and then there was like a new season come, and it's like, oh my God, it is it's so good. If you like Justice League from back in the day, this is like that, but next level, and they're younger heroes, some of which you may not have heard of, but some of which you're like, oh, that's the son of him, or the incarnation of that person, or Aqualad versus Aquaman, and it's like, I didn't realize how deep it was. Like, there's some conspiracy theory deep stuff that goes into this. So like I said, you're dealing with a conspiracy theory with Project Cadmus, but you're also dealing with some alien conspiracies that are happening. There's some deep themes that are happening here, and also you get to see these heroes grow up and take on responsibilities. And you see the Justice League, although they're there, they get pushed back and relegated to other activities behind the scenes. So you really get to see the Young Justice full and center. So like you see the Justice League here, you won't see them too much into this. And I'm telling you, there's 3 seasons in. I heard there's a new season coming. This is one to watch for sure. Aquaman is actually good. Okay, can I be honest about this one? I was late to the game on this one. I posted on Twitter that I don't know about this Infinity Train. I keep hearing people telling me I should watch it. And then all of y'all were like, listen. I feel like somebody got in my face was like, listen, you going to watch this. It's like, and I'm like, okay, so here's what it's about. After boarding a mysterious interdimensional train, passengers must enter strange worlds, solve puzzles, and fight monsters in order to find their way back home through this animated anthology series. And I was like, and then the first episode was like, but then the next one was like, oh, okay. She has this number in her hand and it means something significant. Is that how she gets off the train? If, how does she, okay, you see the number right there. So she's stuck. Number is kind of high, but it's going down. What does that mean? And it's fascinating. And each episode was like, wait, each car is like a different universe. And it's like this different thing that you have to solve to get out of. And do you become a better person because of that? And if you do, then is your number go up or down? It was fascinating. They're only 12-minute episodes, and I knocked out each season in 2.5 hours, I believe. And although it's not showing here because I'm recording this earlier, by the time you watch this, season 4 will be out, and I'm just going to tell you already, wow! I don't even know what it's about. I just going to say what, because each season there's a different characters, but holy moly, does it just complete the story of this Infinity Train. I highly recommend this. And I was skeptical. So I'm on board the Infinity Train, y'all. You better get on board. You better get on board. I ain't playing with you. Season 4 is out right now. All right, so the next thing I'm going to showcase is actually a movie. And we watched this during the time when we were all at home and we couldn't go to the theater. And it's like, man, I really want to watch some high quality. And then bam, Scoob dropped. And I'm like, I've been very honest. I'm not a huge Scooby-Doo fan. I watched them, but I'm not huge into them. But when I saw this animation, how they started it, I was like, okay, I can get on board. Oh, well, not like the train. I mean, on board the Scoob, riding I'm gonna stop. And they do some showcasing of them as kids, which I thought was really cool because we watched Pup Named Scooby-Doo. You better have watched it. It was good. And then they transitioned to them being older. They're riding that mystery machine right there, but you see how they look now. And I know some people were like, oh, the animation. Listen, I love the animation. They look great. And it's an adventure that includes a lot of other Hanna-Barbera characters. And I just thought that was that was like awesome. And, you know, like it was a stressful time in the world, and to have something fun like Scooby Doo, but for the modern era, I thought was like pretty cool. I really enjoy. Hey, there's Scooby right there. I really enjoyed the movie. Okay, for this next one, it needs no introduction. HBO Max got the rights, and I was able to kind of binge and catch up, and I was like, wow, like Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty. It's not something I need to like just talk about. You know what Rick and Morty is? It's this fantastical journey. This crazy man taking his grandson along these amazing trips through space and different worlds and different dimensions. It's a crazy adventure. This is one of my favorite episodes in season 2. I believe it's episode 4, where they're stuck in the house and they're trying to figure out, wait a minute, are these our family members or are these something else? So there's a lockdown in the house and they're all trying to remember, you know, if they're related or not. And it's hilarious. And you can see the characters right there. But like this, when I saw this episode, I knew I wanted to finish the rest of the series right here. All right, listen, we gotta get a little serious here. I hesitated for the longest time to watch this. I didn't really want to get into this because I was like, okay, so another one of these series about racist things in the past. And although that's important, you know, obviously, you know, me being African American, but it's just like, oh, I have to endure this again. I have to see this type of thing again. And so they do show that it is definitely about racist terrors. Matter of fact, it says it right there. But as you can see in the background, all is not what it seems. There's some monsters in here, y'all. I mean, like, there's some literal monsters. Like, she running from, look at that thing. That's a monster, y'all. It was like a version of history that happened here. I'm gonna stop it right there. I don't want to spoil anything for y'all. It's like a version of history that is accurate, because they talk about Emmett Till, you know, and what happened to him, and they you know, there's some historical accuracies in here. There's some time jumping. They discuss the Tulsa race massacres of 1921. They actually show that era, and they have a part in it. Although it's a more of a mystical angle, they still like stay true to what was happening. And I was like, okay, I didn't expect the series to like be like historically accurate with some things, but like have these monsters and other supernatural things happening. I know it's a book series. I didn't get the chance to read that, but I really, really, really enjoyed Lovecraft Country. I didn't think I would. I gave it a chance on HBO Max, and I really enjoyed it. So I encourage you, no matter what your race, and it's a good sci-fi mystery that's happening. It just happens to be enveloped in a racist time, but like it's an accurate time except for the mystical part, maybe. The Invisible Man. Okay, so this was one of those that also came out in 2020, around that time that everybody was staying at home, and so they dropped it on HBO Max. I didn't get a chance to watch it. I was going to, but I was like, no, I don't like horror movies. I'm scared. Anybody know me, they know I don't like jump scares. I don't like these silent movies and that's what this is. It's one of those very quiet movies. If you know about The Invisible Man, is a man who turned himself invisible. But this one is his ex-girlfriend gets away from him. He's an abusive man. She runs away from him, and then it starts this thing where she starts seeing things and wondering, is he still alive? Because things are moving around in the house. She's sensing things around her. And so this is a reboot of The Invisible Man. If you've read the book or you've seen the other movies, you know what the plot is. But this one, I gotta say, it has a nice high-tech element to it. I won't spoil it. I'll just say there's a high-tech element to it. But I just recently watched this. I'm sitting there in the dark watching this. It's like, is somebody behind me? There's like this moment here where she's sitting on the couch. She's looking in the hallway. She feels like something's there. So she's calling out, James? Yeah, that's the house that she lives in. Anybody there? And I'm like, oh, Lord, no, get up. You getting up? You don't do. Just like, you run the other way. I'm gonna stop it. I'm not gonna spoil this movie. Oh, sorry, I ain't gonna spoil this movie for y'all. But listen, I'm just saying, there's one of those tense thrillers, but it's not horror in a sense like anything supernatural. Like you'll see, and it has some twist that they did at the end that I wasn't expecting because I read the book and I've watched the other movies, and I was like, okay, that was an interesting twist. So it's one of those I definitely encourage you to watch. Even if you're a weenie like me, you can get through it. If I can get through it, you can get through it. All right, listen, y'all. That was just a taste. I just talked about 7 things that are on HBO Max. So there's Max Originals, DC, Turner Classic, Studio Ghibli, which has some fantastic movies. I watched about half of them so far. Sesame Street Workshop for, you all have younger children. Looney Tunes for all of us, because, and that movie Space Jam is going to be on HBO Max soon. When it comes out, I think it's July. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's July. But that reminded me on here. And then they have a nice Crunchyroll collection that is on here for some anime. So there is something for everyone on HBO Max. That's why I love it so much. I'm in the app every day. What do you recommend? I mean, I'm just one person. You all are thousands or hundreds, however many people are going to comment. Tell me in the comments, what do you recommend on HBO Max that I should watch or that other people should watch? I really appreciate you all watching. Take care. Bye.